crafty friends, it's Lisa, your DIY diva. Have you seen these tiles at Dollar Tree? Have you seen all of the fun Christmas crafts that you can make with them? Well, I have a really fun and unique Christmas DIY project that I want to share with you using these Dollar Tree tiles. Now, sometimes I know when you go to Dollar Tree, it can be really difficult to find these, but if you find them at your local Dollar Tree, I would highly encourage you to pick up at least a couple, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, because there are so many different Christmas crafts that you can do with these tiles. So they do have a sticky backing, but it's not all the way secured to the tile. So what I like to do is cut off the edge of the tile and then just remove that sticky part and throw it away. Next, I'm going to take a piece of wood, and on the back of the tile, I'm just going to draw a triangle. This triangle is going to be closer together at the top point, and then it's going to get wider as it goes down. I want this to look like a Christmas tree. So once I had the first triangle done, I thought I'm going to go ahead and use most of this tile and have a second triangle next to it. That way I'm going to use as much of this tile as possible for this part of the project. So I have my 2 giant triangles that I cut out from the tile, and then I repeated the same steps that I did as far as removing the backing of the tile on a second piece. And even though I was able to get 2 triangles out of the first piece of tile, I don't know why, but I was not able to get both of these triangles on the second piece of tile. I have plenty of the tiles, and there's smaller projects that I can do with the leftovers, so I just decided to use 1 tile for this triangle. See, I don't know why, but this tile is not going to fit. Now, once I had 2 pieces for each of the Christmas trees, then I am going to use a little bit of the remnant of 1 piece of the tile, and I'm going to do another triangle because I'm making a set of 3 Christmas trees. And once I had all of the tile pieces cut out, then I took the 2 pieces of each tree and I secured them together using 1 line of hot glue right down the center. I repeated that step on each tree. Don't use too much hot glue on these tiles because they will bubble up and you're going to lose that pattern. So just a quick line of that hot glue right down the center of the tile, or maybe off center a little bit, and secure the other tile to the first one. You want to make sure the silver is on both sides. So the front and the back is going to have the silver, and the white side of the tile is what you're gluing together. And once the hot glue had time to dry, then I cut each of the trees into separate pieces. So the first tree I did 3 sections. The second tree I did 3 sections. And then I just lined them up. And the third larger tree, I'm actually going to cut it into 4 separate sections. So my idea is I'm going to have 2 smaller trees and then I'm going to have 1 larger tree. But I want each of my trees to be a little bit different, so I'm going to take these little Christmas ornaments that I got at Dollar Tree. I'm going to cut the top off, and then I'm going to melt a hole in the bottom of it. So I'm just using my hot glue gun to melt a hole in the bottom of the ornament exactly opposite of the hole on the top. Now, if you're going to be doing this project, please be very careful and don't burn yourself with your hot glue gun when you're melting the plastic to make the hole. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm taking these tiny wooden dowels and I'm putting them through the center. So the silver ornament is going to go right in the center with a little bit of the wooden dowel on either side. Now I also wanted some larger ornaments, so I've got these red ornaments from Dollar Tree as well. And I'm removing the top and then I'm just cutting off that neck portion so it's going to have a flat hole on the top of one side of the ornament. And then I'm going to repeat the steps that I did on the silver ornaments. I'm going to use my hot glue gun and I'm going to carefully melt a hole in the bottom. And then I'm going to put the wooden dowels through so that the ornament is in the center. Now this is the fun part. This is where I'm going to assemble the tree. So by using the hot glue on the tile, it's easier for me to pull it apart a little bit. I'm going to put a little hot glue onto the inside of the tile and then I'm going to secure the top open section of the wooden dowel in place. Now, if there's any gapping on the tile, you can use a little bit more hot glue, but again, don't use too much or you're going to melt the tile. And then I'm just going to work my way down through each section of the pieces of tile. As you can see, I have the wooden dowels already lined up on each piece of the tile. That way I know which piece I'm going to be using for the next step in the project. So I have the top two pieces of the larger Christmas tree glued in place. You can't really see the wooden dowel, you just see the red ornament. And I'm going to continue this all the way down. I'm going to separate the tile a little, and then I'm going to use hot glue right on that top edge, and then I'm going to take the ornament with the dowel and I'm going to secure it in place in the center of the cut piece of tile. And if there's any opening left, I'm going to use just a little bit more hot glue. And once that glue has time to cool down, then I'm going to come back again, separating the two pieces of tile on the previous piece. I'm going to run a bead of hot glue down one side, and then I'm going to secure the wooden dowel into that piece of tile. I'm just repeating the same steps for each section so that this will be a Christmas tree. Now I want my Christmas trees to stand up on their own, so I'm going to use some just wooden pieces that I already have. Including these little spools, I'm securing two of the silver ornaments to the spool through the wooden dowel, and then I'm going to secure the wooden spool to a round piece of wood. Once that has time to dry, then I'm going to separate the bottom portion of the piece of tile on my first Christmas tree, doing the same step of putting hot glue along that bottom edge, and then I'm going to insert the bottom or the base of the tree. I really want to make sure I keep everything in the center, so a straight line of the beads going right down the center. And once it's dry, I wanted to see if it would stand up, and yes, it will stand up. So now I'm just going to repeat those same steps on these two smaller trees that I've made, and each of the trees are going to be different. So this tree, the wooden dowel, there isn't an ornament in the center. It's just the dowel itself. Now, if you don't have wooden dowels to do this, I got these actually in a kit that I had bought a long time ago from Hobby Lobby, but you could use the bamboo skewers from Dollar Tree as well. Now once I had all three trees made, then I came back with some Dixie Belle chalk paint, and this is in the color Cotton. It's just a white chalk paint. I painted one coat of the chalk paint on each of the trees. I started at the base and then I did each side. So the front and the back, all of the silver tile is going to be white. And I would say I did a pretty heavy coat of the chalk paint, and then I set everything off to dry. Now once it was dry, I came back with some green chalk paint, and I just want to highlight the raised portion of the tile. Now this was the first tree that I did, so I was a little bit timid with my painting. I didn't want to get too carried away. I want to see a lot of that white, and I just want some green accents. And I think you can see by the way I'm holding my paintbrush, I'm actually being pretty timid about it. But by the time I got the first side done, all of my inhibitions were gone, and I literally just started putting the paint onto the tree. I also made sure to get the base. And by the second tree, my confidence level grew even more. Now, the one thing about doing a craft like this is that even if I were to mess up, all I have to do is wait for that paint to dry, and I could have come back and painted it white again and then just redo the highlighted portion. You don't have to paint each tile individually and all of the raised portions. Literally just put some paint on your brush, not a lot, but a little bit of paint on your brush, and lightly drag it across the tile. I made sure to do all of my tiles going in an up and down motion. I didn't do anything side to side unless I was going right around the edges of the trees. And again, I just added a little bit more of that green paint to the base. And you don't necessarily have to do green. You could do any color that you wanted to that would fit into your decorating. But I really think these trees turned out fantastic. What a fun way to use the Dollar Tree peel and stick tiles. These are probably one of my favorite things to find at Dollar Tree. There are so many different things that you can do with them, and I hope that I've inspired you to make a few Christmas trees like this for your own decorating this holiday season. I hope you enjoyed crafting with me as much as I enjoyed sharing this video with you. Like I've said before, every project that you create isn't just about saving money. It's about proving to yourself that you can have some really great decorating pieces that you've made. Just by doing one DIY at a time, you're going to get better, and you'll have a whole bunch of new pieces to add to your holiday decor. Now, if today's video inspired you, be sure to hit that subscribe button because I post new budget-friendly projects each and every week, and I don't want you to miss a single one of these crafts. Remember, crafting isn't about how much money you spend, it's about the love and creativity that you put into each and every project that you create. And until next time, stay crafty and keep creating.